Okay, next assumption is that we don't want kids, that you are unapproachable. You want to eventually live in Utah again. You want 6 kids. Hey guys, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I am joined today by my husband, Eric, and we are going to be reacting to all of your assumptions about us. I know we're kind of late to the trend. This was like a popular YouTube video like a few months ago, but I decided to hop on it a little late. It's a little bit of a low-key video. We just moved here to Phoenix, so as you can see, we're just like on our couch. I don't have my YouTube stuff all set up yet, so stay tuned for that. But I thought it would be a fun little low-key video, maybe help some new subscribers get to know us a little bit more. So on my Instagram story, I asked everyone what their assumptions or like first impressions were of me or of Eric or as us as a couple.
Also not just assumptions, also first impressions.
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
Branching out a little bit.
So that's what we'll be doing today. And by the way, if you're brand new to my channel, welcome again. My name is Mimi. I make content all about LDS news, doctrine, and culture, and then a little bit about our lives here and there. So if you're interested in any of those topics, don't forget to subscribe down below. And with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so the first assumption we'll be reading, this one was just about me. So someone says, Deb, don't think this anymore, but at first I thought you hated Kwaku. So this is especially for people who've seen Saints Unscripted, which is another YouTube channel that I was previously on. My friend Kwaku and I met on that show. I definitely did not hate him at first. I thought that was so funny when I read that. I was like, that I hope a lot of people don't think that. I really like Kwaku and I are really good friends. We were a lot closer then now because obviously we don't do the show anymore, but I never hated him. And something actually funny about when I auditioned for Saints Unscripted, I did a practice like mock video with the cast so they could see how everyone interacts together. And then the producer later told me that one of the reasons why they picked me is because I wasn't afraid to interrupt Kwaku and like just like have differing opinions with him and everything.
Maybe that's it.
I know, and so that's why I'm wondering if that's why people think that I didn't like him.
See, that's really weird because I remember when you first went on the show, people were like, ooh, those two gonna date? Like, people in the comments were like looking for you two to get together, and I was like, Yeah,
we were like engaged the whole time. So it was like, yeah, a little bit awkward. Yeah, we got some of that too. So anyway, yep, nope, definitely don't hate him. Okay, next assumption is that we don't want kids.
With this one, I get it. We've been married longer than 1 month, and Mimi's not pregnant. So I see where you're coming from. We talked about it before though, and I mean, really, yeah, we don't have kids yet. We definitely want kids soon even, but I think like, you know, when we first got married, you know, there's a time where you have to kind of get ready for it and everything. I think we're both at the point now we're ready personally, but now we've been praying a lot about it, and it really just comes down to God's timing. Having kids is a big thing. It's not like, you know what, let's just pop one out. Let's see how it goes. So we're praying about it a lot, and basically just the only answer we've gotten from God is just not yet. So not going to disagree with him. So no, we don't have any kids yet.
Another assumption that I got, I think a couple times too, is that we want to wait to have kids. I think like when I was growing up, I always thought like I'm not going to be one of those young moms who has kids. Nothing wrong with them. I just saw myself more as like a career focused person, and I still see myself that way. However, it's not that we're just waiting because we want to wait. It really is like if God was like 1 month after we got married, I was still in school, he was like, have kids now, it's like we would do it. So short answer to that question, we definitely want kids. We've been praying about it. It's just not the right time right now. This assumption says you didn't want to get married for a long time because you were busy with pageants. That is true. When you are a title holder with Miss America, like I was, you cannot be engaged or married. So it's like very strict. So yes, that is one of the main factors that prohibited Eric and I from getting married sooner.
It was rough.
You can see he's still salty.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird if you don't really understand pageants or like what they're all about. For me, I did it for scholarships and service opportunities, and it was a wonderful experience. So for me, really glad I did it, but yes, that was one of the reasons that we didn't get married earlier.
And it was worth it for her.
Yes. This one says, you guys look like a match made in heaven. I hope to find Love like yours someday. Love you. Oh, love you too. This one says, I was like, wow, her makeup is always so on point, and you guys are so cute. Thank you. Thank you. That is very true.
She has good days and bad days, and the bad days are annoying for me because I gotta sit through her saying, oh, this isn't working, that isn't working. You know, it takes a lot of work. She doesn't just wake up with a full face of makeup. She has bad days that just take more time.
That is very true, especially when it comes to winged eyeliner. I mean, that took literally years to perfect. I feel good about it now, but I mean, yeah. It really, like, luckily, I didn't know you then, but it used to be like little you.
Crazy wings.
Yeah. This assumption says that you were unapproachable. You are kinda an LDS celeb, so I assumed that before I met you. That one is low-key, like, so weird to me. Like, I really never think about myself that way, honestly. Like, I really don't even have that big of a platform. So hopefully no one else thinks I'm unapproachable. If you guys ever have questions, my DMs are always open. I take time every day to respond to DMs. So yeah, like, don't be afraid. Because I know, like, just with a lot of people who are LDS, maybe who don't have LDS friends or family, it's hard because there's not a lot of people you can talk to. I mean, there's like your bishop and young women leader, but I feel like it's kind of different. So anyway, yeah, you guys are always welcome to reach out. And this gal, we're friends now, we're cool. So don't worry, yeah. Okay, oh, this assumption says, I imagine you're super willing to help out and do service whenever someone needs it.
I feel like Mimi actually is a lot more willing to do service than she gives herself credit for. Like, she'll always tell me, she's like, oh, I never want to do it, and I'm always complaining, but like, she's always looking for ways to like go out of her way to help people, and she's always like looking for those opportunities. So I feel like she's just more hard on herself. So it's cool you guys picked up on that.
I think Eric is a really good example of service. Ever since I met him, that was one of my favorite things about him. Like, he's just so thoughtful. So I think the assumption's definitely true about him. Sorry if this video is mushy gushy. I know people don't like that. This assumption says you want to eventually live in Utah again. I do.
For you, is it about Utah or is it about your family though?
It's both. It really is both. Because you'd think, because my family's there and I grew up there, you know, that I'd want to be back. But I don't know, everyone hates on Utah, and it has its pros and cons, but everywhere does. I like the idea of living in Utah. I think it's beautiful. There's so much to do. I love how prevalent the church is. Obviously, there's pros and cons to everything, but since I grew up there, I think it's a pretty good place to raise a family. Like, I went to high school in Utah, and I really liked it. I liked that I wasn't the only one who had sleeves on my dress at prom, and I wasn't peer pressured into doing drugs every day. You know what I mean? So, like, you just gotta weigh your options.
Guys, if you're outside of Utah, every day is a drug fest. For me, I was the exact opposite. I was like, you know what? I'm going to BYU in Utah, but I will leave there the day I graduate. I will be there as short of a time as I have to. Like, I just want to be in and out of Utah. I was like, I will not get a Utah license that admits you're a Utah resident. It's more just a meme, honestly. Just like, oh, hate on Utah, I guess. I mean, really, that's all it comes down to. But my biggest thing was I knew I didn't want to raise a family in Utah. I knew that that was what I didn't want, especially to get stuck in Utah and have a family there.
Why?
Just living outside of Utah, you always heard about the problems and everything going on, and so I just was like, yeah, I really don't want that.
Yeah, I feel like obviously I've heard people say experiences about living in Utah and people are really judgmental. I feel like, though, that's more the exception than the rule. Like, I've been in such good wards where, yes, there's some judgmentalness, but I don't know. I feel like overall it's good, and you just hear about the bad experiences more than the good ones. I don't know. It's like you didn't even go to your high school prom because you knew everyone would just be grinding. Like,
but like, who cares? It's prom. That's stupid anyway.
So maybe. I think what's driving us right now is just Eric's job, because I work remote, so it's easy for me. But that's what took us out here. And
for me, even though like I was dead set on never going back to Utah, like I'm willing for Mimi because her family's there and stuff, but it's not my ideal. That's still true.
For sure. The next assumption, they're kind of similar, so I'm going to read both. The first one says, you are the more bubbly one and he's the more quiet one. And the other one says, my first impression was that Mimi is the more fun, carefree one, and Eric takes things way seriously.
I mean, I think it's a little exaggerated, but definitely true. Like,
really?
Mimi's like the more lighthearted one in our relationship, and so she always helps us to have more fun. And then I am a little bit more serious in, I don't know about takes things way seriously, but like
Yeah.
on the more serious side for a couple, I guess. But we both have fun and we both take things seriously, so.
Yeah. It definitely like depends. I feel like sometimes you're the more fun one and I'm the more serious one too.
Well, that is when you're trying to like unpack the apartment. I'm trying to get out of it. So obviously every relationship, it's a balance. Like if one of you is the only fun person, the other one's the only serious person, I would be shocked to see that work out. But Mimi definitely tends to be the fun one. I tend to be the more serious one.
This one says, you're both super down to earth. Oh, thank you.
So prideful.
Eric is more than me. I'm glad that someone thinks that though. Because like, I feel like it's hard. If you're a YouTuber, if you're documenting your life and people are like watching you, I feel like it's easy to be, I don't know, just get your head too big of a head. Do you know what I mean?
Get your head too big of a head.
It's easy to get like a big head and like, I don't know, just have your ego get to you.
Yeah.
The next assumption says you want 6 kids. No, that's too many for me. I think I want 4 because Kim Kardashian has 4 and she says that's the perfect amount. I always thought I wanted 3. No, listen.
Don't honestly tell people that's the reason, because that's not.
But it actually
it's not.
I always.
When we've talked about this, that's not it.
I always wanted 3.
Mimi always wanted 2 for a while. Yeah. And then she's slowly been creeping up. I feel like for you as a kid, like it was you and your sister, so that was what was normal. And so you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have 2 kids because like we have 2. You know, like that's. Versus now you've kind of like seen things and experienced things more, so you kind of are making your own decision about it, and so that's where I feel like you've kind of crept up a little bit because you want that more of that family vibe.
Yeah.
Like smaller.
And Eric, you've always thought 3 to 5.
Yeah, I'd say probably. Because like there are 4 kids in my family, which seemed fine. I don't want a ton of kids. Well, I guess some people would think 5 is tons, but to me, it's all like middle range. Middle range?
Wait, what is the high end of the range?
6 is kind of a lot, and then you start going beyond that, like 7, I'm like, whoa, and then like 8 plus, I'm like, dang, that's a lot of kids. Like my uncle with 10 kids, dang, that's a lot of kids.
I just can't even fathom. Like, I don't even know how do you even feed 10 people? How do you even fit 10 people in your house? Well, it'd be 12.
Share rooms. Don't all get to the dinner table at the same time. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. If you have more than like 6 siblings or 6 kids in your family, comment and please just tell me everything. Like, I'm so intrigued. Really, like, I think so much respect for your parents and for you too. I feel like that would be just like a whole different experience. Anyway, I just want to hear all about it. But yeah, so Eric always thought 3 to 5. I always thought 3, but seriously, once I heard Kim Kardashian, and say what you want about Kim, but really, she is a good person, and she always said she wanted 3, but once she had 3, she was like, you just have to go up to 4. So now I want 4 kids. I'm literally
4,
serious.
5's right there, then 6, 7.
Well, 4 because they're even
once
numbers.
Once you're at 7, you just gotta round it off to 10.
Everyone has pairs. You have even number teams if you want to do like team sports. 4 just seems like a good number to me. Okay, this one says, when I found out that you're married, I was like, what? How old is Mimi? Isn't she just 19? So, I was 20. I was 20 when we got married. I know that is one that like shocks people, especially people who are not of our faith. But yes, I was 20. So yeah, I got married pretty young. I don't really know what else even to say about it. I met Eric. Like, it doesn't matter at what point in my life I met Eric. He's just the one for me. So like, we got married when I met him. It's not like I met the love of my life and I'm like, but I'm only 20, so I'm gonna date you for 5 years and we have to wait for 5 years. I'm like, no, if I meet him, he's the right one. We were in a good place, it all worked out, so we got married. So that's pretty much all there is to that. This last one says that you're too hot for him.
I submitted that, it's true.
That was from Eric, and no, it's not. Look at this face. So those are all the assumptions that we got. Thank you all for submitting them, and we hope that you guys enjoyed this video, learned a little bit more about us. If you have any video suggestions for the future for me to do videos with Eric, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys did like this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and let us know if you had any other assumptions that we didn't get to in this video.
Go ahead and leave a comment down below of what the weirdest assumption that someone had of you, or if like first impression, or just kind of like the weirdest thing you've heard someone thought was true about you. Not just like nasty rumors though.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.